Hi, thank you for purchasing the Viavito Sina Elliptical cross trainer. In this video we're going to show you how to correctly assemble your machine with a minimum of fuss. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing to do is unpack your new cross trainer and lay out all the parts neatly on the floor like we've done here. Before you begin the assembly, check that all the parts are there against the manual. There is a diagram that shows you all the bits that should be there. If they're not there, give us a ring. Otherwise, you're ready to begin. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put the stabilizers on. To do that, you'll need bolts number P7 from the hardware pack, and you'll need the front and the rear stabilizers. Can't miss them. And the front one goes on with the wheels facing forwards, and the back one goes on with the logo facing backwards. Now all we need to do for that is just lift the front, line up the bolt holes, and take part P7 and just tighten it like that. Same with this side, and then take your Allen key and give it a good tighten. Doesn't have to be really tight, but fairly tight would be good. There we go. And then repeat exactly the same for the rear. Okay, so having put the stabilizers on, the next thing we're going to do is attach the pedal arms. Now, before we attach them, we just need to make sure we've got them the right way round. So this is what they look like. And the fork bracket goes at the front of the machine, and the round end goes at the rear. And then you'll notice you've got a pedal here, which sticks out to one side. And that needs to be going out from the machine, not in. So not this way, but this way. And once you've got that ready, you're ready to do the next bit. Okay, so now we've identified the pedal arms, we just need to put them on. To do that, we're going to need some parts from the hardware pack. So washer P6, washer P9, P12, P5 and P10. So the first thing to do is to take P10 and P5 and to put them in like that, and then take P12 and put that on the top and just put that to one side. Once we've put that to one side, the next thing to do is over here you'll notice some plastic that's around the pedal fixing. If you just pull that off, it's quite greasy, and P6 slides straight onto there. Now, as soon as we've done that, we'll take the pedal and using the bit at the back here, just slide it on like that. Again, you'll see a fair bit of grease there. Then take washer P9 and you'll see there's a small flat edge there, and it will only fit on the end one way. So just place it on and keep turning it until it falls into position, like that. If I can find it, of course. There we go, like that. And then take our little assembly that we put together earlier, put it in, and then just start it off with your fingers, and then finish tightening it off with the Allen key. Make it reasonably tight, but not too tight. And when you've done that, repeat the same for the other side. Okay, so we've got our pedals attached at the rear. Next thing to do is to take the 4 bolts at the front here out. Careful not to lose the washers, and you'll notice that the bolts on the side come with flat washers, and the bolts on the back come with curved washers that follow the contour of the stem. So just need to remove those, keep the washers on the bolts and just put them to one side. There we go. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the stem, which is unmistakable, it's the only thing in the pack that looks like it, and we're going to undo, there's a cable up here that's held in place with a small cable tie. Just going to undo the cable tie and discard it, and then you'll notice that there's a small black connector here, and we're just going to feed this cable through a little bit so that at the other end, like that, we end up with a white cable. So we'll have a connector at this end and a connector at this end. Okay, so now that we've done that bit, reach into the stem and just pull out the cable that's in there, and then take the upper part of the stem and the plastic cover for it. Now the cover only goes on one way, so you can't get this bit wrong. If you try and put it the wrong way, it just won't go. So slide that on nicely like that. And then what we're going to do is take the connector here, and again this only goes on one way, and just connect it till it snaps. There we go. Then carefully taking the other connector at this end and pull the cable gently through so that we don't catch anything, and turn the bracket so that the bracket here is facing the rear, and just slide that on like so. And then we'll take our bolts from earlier, the ones with the flat washers go in on the side like that, and the ones with the curved washers go on the back here like that. Now it's important to get these quite tight, so once you've done them finger tight, get the Allen key out and give them all a nice good tighten. Like that. And once you've tightened them all nicely with the Allen key, like that, once you've done all of them, just slide the cover on and we're ready for the next bit. Okay, now that we've done that, we're ready to go to the next bit. So for this part, you'll need the axle and washers P14, very thin ones these. First thing we do is just remove the carriage bolts from underneath here. And you can discard those, they come off, they're only finger tight, so just remove those and you can get rid of those. Then take the axle, it's in cellophane because it's quite greasy, but put the axle in here and just slide it through. Once it's lined up, there we go. There we go. And put it as close to the middle as you can, and then take washers P14 and slide them over the ends. Okay, now that we've done that, the next thing to do is put the arms on. Now, they're not labelled left and right for a very good reason, is because they're identical. Doesn't matter which way around they go. What's important with them is that the curve that you can see here is pointing to the front of the machine. So not this way, but this way. So what we do now is just take those, making sure they're on the right way, and put them in there like that. Now push the axle through so that on both sides it's sitting just a little bit proud of the end of the arm there. So a little bit on both sides, and you're ready for the next bit. Okay, so now we've done that bit, you're going to need from the hardware pack parts 10, 11, 12 and 20. So like we did before, put together 10 and 11, slide 12 over the top, and part 20, like before, you'll see a small flat edge at the bottom, and that's going to line up with the bit that's sticking just slightly proud here. So it'll sit on there like that and it can't move. And then take your assembly, once you've got that in position, take your assembly that you've just put together there and finger tighten that into position. There we go. Okay, now you're going to need to do the same for the other side straight away. So here's one I prepared earlier, and we'll do exactly the same. So part 20 sits on the bit that's proud, and it will sit only one way. There we go. and then with our little assembly just finger tighten. Now once you've got them both finger tight and they're both sitting there like so, you've got 2 Allen keys in your hardware pack. Put one in this side, one in the other side, and turn them both clockwise until it tightens. There we go. Okay, and that's that bit done. And now we're going to attach the swinging bit here with the pedal arm there. To do that, we just need bolts 13 and washers number 15. Slide them on there like so, and all we're going to do is lift this up so that they meet. Finger tight on that side, same on the other. There we go. And then just tighten those up with an Allen key till they're nice and secure. And then do the same for the other side. So next we're going to put the pedals on. They come nicely labelled left and right, but we still need to make sure we put them on the right way. The way to do that is you've got the raised bit, that should be on the inside near the cross trainer. So not like this, but like this. Then take the carriage bolts, which is number 21 in the hardware pack, put them through like that. And on the metal plate, you've got 2 sets of 3 holes. That's so you can adjust your pedal forward, middle, or back. For our purposes, we're going to put them plumb in the middle here. There we go. And then that's on there like that, and then do the same for the other side. Okay, so this little bit, it's a little bit fiddly, but it's not too bad. You're going to need parts number 16, which is the knob, 17, which is a little split washer, and 18, which is a metal bush. Now, holding the carriage bolt from the top so it can't move, just place this washer number 17 on there like that and hold it there with your finger. Slide on the metal bushing like that, and then get the pedal on, get the knob, sorry, onto the pedal like so, and then tighten that up. So, and again, slide the little washer on top onto the bolt there, hold it on. Put the little metal bushing on there as well, and then turn the knob like that until it catches, and then tighten it. Do the same for the other side. Getting there, almost done, only a little bit more to go. So what we're going to do now is put the arms on at the front. Now these are nicely labelled left and right, so you can't really get them wrong. And if you do try and put it on the wrong way round, you'll find that you're hitting the center post. So it's pretty obvious which way they go. It has to go that way, and this has to go that way. Then if you take bolts P8, and all we'll do is just put that in there, get the holes lined up nicely, like so. Tighten with the Allen key, like that, and then do the same for the other side here, and then the front and the rear, so that you've got 4 bolts that go in on each side like that. Okay, get those nice and tight, and we're ready for the next stage. Okay, so take the computer out of the box, and on the back of the console there are 4 screws. I've taken 3 of them out here, but just unscrew those 4 screws. You'll need them, so put them to one side safely. You'll also notice on the back here there's a little switch, and that changes your speed readings from miles to kilometers, so imperial to metric. All you do is flick the switch, and when you switch it on, it'll be doing that. So to mount the computer, all we're going to do here is take this cable here and just make sure that the pins are lined up nice and neat, and press that into position like so. And then we'll take this cable here and just plug it in, just like a headphone socket. And then if you just need to stuff the wires back down into the stem, like so. And then we just get our screws and screw each one back in. And that'll keep your console in position. So here we go. It's good to leave a little bit of movement in the screw until you get everything lined up, and then just tighten it all afterwards. Tend to find that's an easier way to do it. But if you just carry on doing that and screw all 4 of the screws in, we're ready to plug it in. Okay, so that's the assembly done. This is the magic bit. Take the adapter out of the box, plug it into your socket. And the place to plug it into on the cross trainer is at the rear here, near the base. And if we do that, it should come to life. There we go. Thanks once again for purchasing the Viavito Sina Elliptical cross trainer. Have fun, enjoy your new machine, and stay safe. Thanks.